And so here we are, another Tuesday evening. I am Tony Jackson, the Real Money Coach. Thank you for tuning in, checking in with us. You know how we do on the Real Money Coach Show. Put in the chat where you're watching from, what city, what state. And let me tell you this. Thank y'all for letting me have last week off, right? You know, last week was my wedding anniversary, 31 years for me and Elisa. And so y'all let me have Tuesday evening off last week, my anniversary. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We have a great show. If you've been listening to the radio show on Praise 100.9 at 7:30s on Saturday mornings, or you listen to the podcast, you know that I got Derrick and Tavia Jackson. That's going to be an outstanding show. Dr. Benita Harris, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Harvey Jones, thank you for being here. Harvey Jones, I believe Harvey and his wife just celebrated 50 years of marriage. Harvey, congratulations on also being honored by your family as a patriarch there at your family reunion. Ruth Bell, thank you for being here. Ruth, I saw a wonderful picture of you coming outside of the park church. So that was pretty awesome. Ms. Harris, thank you for being here. Charles, thank you for tuning in from the great state of California. Listen, we got a great show for you. I know you're going to enjoy this couple. You're going to enjoy everything that they share. Tawana Bailey, thank you for being here as well. Tavia, obviously, we thank you for being here. We're going to be talking about being unstuck, unlocked, and unstoppable. Really, that's going to be part of the conversation tonight. So you guys got to buckle up and get ready for this. If you're looking for a spirit-filled couple, a spirit-filled dynamic duo, we got it for you tonight, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And so I have a great surprise for you today. Everyone who's watching, you know, you usually watch, and I got my co-host. Thank you for being here. The amazing, I can't see it all. There's a little bit distance between my computer tonight. My eyes ain't quite working. But listen, normally, you know, Michelle is in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And those of you who know Michelle and my wife are best friends. They were roommates in college. And we have kind of, the Mitchells and the Jacksons have done life together for the last 31 years. They got married 6 weeks before we did. And then, you know, kids, godparents, all that kind of stuff. And so guess what, y'all? Guess who's with me today? Michelle is in the Queen City. Come on, join in on Michelle.
Good
all right,
evening.
Alice Martin, thank you for being here. I saw Alice Martin, thank you for being here. So, Michelle.
Yes.
Have you been enjoying your time in the Queen City?
I have.
All right, so what you been doing?
We've been roaming around, looking at places, looking at houses, like trying to figure out where we're going to put our stake in the ground.
Hey, listen, they need to put the stake in the ground in Charlotte. They're here enough. We need to get them a residence and a mailing address here.
Right.
Other than my house, right? Listen, Michelle has stuff delivered to my house. I'm like, I got a package from Amazon. I go out and get excited, you know, like a little kid. You go out and get excited because you got a package on the doorstep and it said, Michelle Mitchell. But it's pretty awesome having our friends in the house here. Dr. Benita Harris says, hi, Michelle.
Hello, Dr. Benita.
And, you know, we got some wonderful things planned. Tomorrow morning, I actually go to the Power Networking Conference in Houston. I will be speaking tomorrow at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock at the Power Networking Conference, Dr. George Frazier. That conference is coming to Charlotte. It's going to be announced at the conference. We have City Councilman James Smudgy Mitchell will be at the conference for the announcement. And by the way, if you're in the city, vote for Smudgy, right? I'm going to put that shameless plug in there for Smudgy. So they're going to be announcing that the Power Networking Conference is going to be in Charlotte for the next 3 years, 2024, 25, and 26. And so we are going to turn it out. Dr. Frazier says in his 22 years of doing conferences, nobody's done it like Atlanta, right? But he said, you ain't been to Charlotte yet. So we're going to take Charlotte, Concord, the whole surrounding area. We're going to show them what a conference is like here in Charlotte. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that. And then from there, I will also be going on to Las Vegas, where Michelle and her husband and our team will meet for a conference there as well, so to speak, at a luncheon on, I don't know, Thursday at noon and Friday afternoon, and awards banquet. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to take in a show, our families and that type of thing. So it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. So I'm excited about all that and all that we have going. So, so anything you want to share?
Oops. Don't break your table.
I know. I don't usually sit at this table, right? So,
let's see. I had an article posted today.
Okay. And what magazine? What?
It's with the Woodard Report.
Okay.
I have to send you the link.
So what's the article about?
The article is about an interaction I had with a client where, they were overestimated their cash flow. Right?
Okay.
So I had to pull them back in and,
rein them in a
little bit. But the way I did it is with, compassion and empathy. And, I understand you don't know what you don't know. Right. That's my job, is to tell you
what you don't know.
Right. So what I told you in the beginning actually came true. But if you listen to me, but you could have avoided that. I didn't say it like that. You didn't go to that. I didn't have to say. I told you so. I didn't have to say I told you so.
Got it.
But she got it. She sees the value in it now. So of what we do.
For our audience that may be watching tonight that may not be familiar with Mitchell Consulting, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, Mitchell Consulting, we help increase profits for small businesses, period. So we help them do that in a number of ways, really with financial literacy, financial coaching, and bridging the gap between their passion and their profit. So helping them to see how they can organize their business in a way that produces profit at the end of the day. And then that profit can be used in your life to purchase assets or to invest in things. So we're helping them build businesses that create assets in their life. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so, of course, what I do is I help people with their retirement, with their insurance and those type of things so that they can retire financially free.
Yes.
Of course, the book is available. It is Increase, Protect, and Dominate Your Money, right? So you can go to ipadyourmoney.com and you can order the book there. So really excited about the presentation that I'll do in Houston, the workshop. And all that. And so I do have another little secret. It's a little secret. Okay. It's a little secret. I haven't really told many people, just a few people. I'm going to wait to kind of make an announcement later.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just going to let our TRMC family know about it. I'm going to let them know a little secret tonight. The little secret is that your boy has been nominated and has been selected to receive a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Biden and Vice President.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that part?
No, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. From President Biden and Kamala Harris. There's even a graphic out there.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. So the ceremony is going to be in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
Going to be in Atlanta. And so I could bring some friends and that type of thing. And so we'll do a more formal announcement once we get through this week in Vegas and all that kind of stuff. But,
well, congratulations.
Thank you. So it's pretty awesome being, recognized for your work that you do and that type of thing. Thank you, Pamela, for being here. Tawana, thank you. Thank you all for that. I've been just kind of quiet about it because you
didn't tell me all of that.
I know.
Yeah,
I said
you only told me a little bit.
I'm like doing like the news. I'm like
a teaser.
Yeah, like the press leaks a little bit out. So I leaked a little bit. So I just leaked a little bit. I leaked a little bit more tonight.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
we'll do a little bit more. We'll have the graphic, and if there's people who want to to attend the event in Atlanta that may be in that area, we'll do that. And maybe we'll do some type of formal thing here in in Charlotte in
yeah.
September,
Okay.
book signing,
Yeah.
something. We'll do something to
Okay,
celebrate.
cool.
So listen, we got to get this couple on the stage because Michelle and I sit here and chit chat all day. And literally we do that, right? When her husband and my wife and the four of us go out. I mean, we just close the restaurant down. They'd be like, "Will y'all get up and leave?" But so somebody else can have this table. Right. That's just kind of how we roll because we've just been such good friends for so many years. And one of the things I love about what I do, Michelle, is I get to meet other good people.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I meet other good people, different things. And you remember Lil Cherie Rogers, who was on our show. And she had the expo. Well, here's the story. I go into the expo, and guess what I smell?
Chicken.
Popcorn.
Oh, popcorn. Because you like chicken. Okay, but I remember the popcorn.
The popcorn, yeah. So I mean, but she had a really great conference, and as we were going around visiting some of the vendors, we stopped there and introduced me to his wife, Tavia. And they were just a dynamic couple. I mean, I just thought they were very powerful. And then I think she sat on my workshop, so I may ask her to share a little bit about what she thought of that. Okay. But yeah, just kind of, I don't know, Derrick, I don't know if it's the last name. The last name is Jackson. So, right. I don't know if it was last name or what, but I just felt really with him, it's just kind of it's just like you meet someone and there's just a connection. Now he may not say that. We're gonna find out. Right. We're gonna find out in a few minutes. But this is what I want to do, Dante. I want to bring Derrick and Tavia Jackson onto the stage, the owners of Taste Bud Concord, Taste Bud Popcorn Concord, as well as so many other things. I think that's just how I was introduced to them. So that's what I have in my notes on my phone. But I want to bring on the stage Derrick and Tavia Jackson.
Hi.
Yeah. There we go. There we
Welcome to our virtual home. How you doing?
We're well, man. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing awesome. Great day to be alive.
Great day to be alive. I see your wife there. She's smiling, just happy, right?
Yes.
So I love this couple. So, what I wanted to do is, thank you too for being on the radio show. I mean, that was an awesome. I listened to it a couple different times because it was really good. Lloyd Glenn, thank you. I'm just looking at some of the names coming through here I haven't seen in a while. So I really, really do appreciate you guys coming to the radio station. I think we had a ball. They brought some popcorn. They brought some sample popcorn. Okay. I even brought a couple home. It made it home. It made it home. Okay. But when we were at the business expo, I think Lisa asked Derrick, like, what should she get me? Because right. And the loaded baked potato.
Loaded baked potato.
That popcorn was so good. Oh man, I threw down.
Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? We could have went up there.
Well, it's not too late. You're gonna be back in. We gonna get us some popcorn. And I already decided this, guy. I already decided, like, man, that's gonna be a great gift for my team. Is at Christmas time. Send them on some popcorn. So
there you go.
Okay. So I said it on air. I can't back off now, right?
One of the things I figured out is that popcorn is a gift given in love. And so, what we found is that when you give someone popcorn, you really care about them. You really do. Like, you thought through it enough to do something that's fun, something that's nostalgic, something that, because if you think about all the happy, positive moments in your life, like the best movie you ever saw, the circus, carnivals, popcorn was always there. It was kind of in the background, but it was always there. And so, it's a way to put some happiness and joy.
Look, they said they ship. You guys got some fans. They ship, right? So, and that's what we're going to have to do with my team because they're all over, right? I think I only have a few here. I have a few in Charlotte, but most of them are spread out in other states. So before we get into that, just tell the folks a little bit about yourselves and your background. I know we did a little bit of that on the radio, but for those who may not have caught the radio show, would you guys mind doing that?
Sure. Well, I'm Tavia of Derrick and Tavia Jackson, and a little bit about myself. Well, I'll start with us. We've been married for 17 years. We've known each other for over 24 years. So I have lived life with him longer than I've lived life without him, and it is a joy. So I'm thankful for that. We have 3 kids, 13, 11, and 3. So the Jackson house is the Jackson 5, and it is live all the time.
Oh,
Well, you saw what my house was like before we came on the air, so I get it, right? And all my kids are grown, but the grands and all that. So yeah, love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm a United States Marine, so I served 8 years in the Marine Corps. I have a professional background in strategic implementation and project management, and I am also a life coach. So I do speaking, coaching, and I'm authoring some books. And we own Taste Buds Popcorn Concord. And I'll turn it over to Derrick.
well, my career goal is trophy husband. That's what I'm going for. That's I got goals, Tony. I got goals. But my background, I'm from the DC area originally. My background is in communications primarily. We've done a lot of leadership development and business development expansion, and now we're focused on growing this popcorn business and really establishing Tavia's transformative consulting business, and I'm sure we're going to touch on tonight as far as the topics that we cover.
Well, one of the things that I just had mad respect for is because, and I talked a little bit about this on the radio station, how most of the time when we think of military couples, it's the lady who's following the husband, and the fact that you would you guys kind of reverse that, and I think that's pretty awesome. And it takes quite a man to do what you're doing. So. I'm just saying, because a lot of
I'm loving this show. I'm getting all these compliments tonight. Boy,
a lot of men
every day.
Their egos get in the way, though, man.
That's
for real. And whenever, what do they say? Ego is edging God out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when God has something for us, then I think that's pretty awesome. So kudos to you, and Tavia, thank you for your service. And you see Harvey Jones put that hoorah in there. That's y'all Marine call, right? So that's, or whatever you call it. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's all pretty awesome. So let's talk a little bit about. I know you guys met in college. Tell that story for us a little bit. How you met, and I think it was a concert or something. Or tell me a little bit about that.
She said she's looking at me like my version of the story going to change and be different, but it was so we met at Elon University. At the time it was Elon College. Fighting Christians was the mascot, and we were with students at the university getting a feel for what the Black population experiences at Elon, because it's very minority, less than 4% Black at the time. And so we ended up going to a gospel choir concert because the young lady she was staying with played the bass guitar, had to go a little bit early for the rehearsal prior to the concert. And the gentleman I was with sang tenor. And so we were at the concert about an hour early, and well, there's nobody else in this large auditorium. Let me go sit down to this nice young lady right here. This
opportunity.
Yeah, it's just like, let me be friendly. And so it was just a great conversation. We realized really, really quickly how much stuff we had in common as far as music, as far as our love for Christ, and just striving, being ambitious. Some of the things that we liked about the college campus, and just being able to relate about those things. And so we exchanged email addresses at the time. And so back when dial-up, just to date us a little bit, so dial-up internet, we finished out our senior years and decided to come back to the school. I played some football there, and then I kind of was, just had every opportunity we had, we hung out with one another. That's just, quite frankly, we were talking about it the other day that, just walking around campus, just talking. Just, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, just walking around talking. I didn't know I had that many words, Tony. I didn't know.
But, listen, it sounded similar to my wife and I.
Me and Tony too.
Yeah, met on campus and just talked. I mean, we talked all the way through some classes. It didn't go.
That part.
Oh, we missed class.
Somebody missed a few work shifts.
Hey, what they'll do it to us, bro. No shame in that. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I love it hearing that story, and you told me a little bit more of it today. So I just got an infinity for you guys, and that's pretty cool. So then now, did the fact that you both wanted to go to, did it weigh a fact in you guys going to Elon, or did it like, well, I think I want to go to Elon because I met this girl, or did you just independently make that decision? Tell the truth.
I'll let her answer that. Her dad calls me the $100,000 man because that's how much tuition was. And if she didn't get nothing else out of that school, she got herself a man. So
there you go.
I will say that she was definitely someone I wanted to know more about. It was just something different about her spirit, about her energy from the start, for sure. Obviously a plus, going to the same school could have allowed us to know each other well, the good, the bad, the ugly, the different, because when you look at life, it's not always just like infatuation sitting next to each other at a concert. There's, life is a lot more to it. And so going to school together and being friends for, foundationally, it allowed, even when I messed up, we were still friends, even when, because I was immature. But it allowed us to be friends through all of that, so that she could see me grow into, and continue to grow even from this day.
When I did go and I met him, I had a boyfriend at the time, and it was February. It was Valentine's Day weekend. And I remember I went back to school, and it was like, oh, there's a whole big old world out there. I'm not wasting time anymore.
Mr. Still Your Girl.
There you go.
In perspective.
Okay. So you kind of broke this little boy's heart at Independence High School here in Charlotte, because Derrick came in. But I'm gonna tell you something about any man that got Jackson his last name. He got game now. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, right? We'll have to get together offline, and I'll give you the whole story, okay? I'll give you the whole version, the Tony Jackson version. So
yeah,
good. So tell us a little bit about some of the business endeavors you guys did. How did you end up, then starting the Taste Buds business and that type of thing?
So my entrepreneurial background, I started middle school. Not going to give you the whole epilogue, but we had a candy operation, selling candy between classes and in class. I had it was like the Carter. It was like New Jack City with now and laters. It was crazy. And then from there, I started designing T-shirts and customizing and personalizing T-shirts for people with fabric paint. So that became a thing, and I mean, it's just ongoing. We met in college, and shortly after college, we started the Amway business and built the business to the top of the bonus scale, and met some phenomenal people internationally, and so that was a lot of our footing for what it takes to develop people and hold teams together, and learned a lot of valuable lessons there. So a lot of great relationships that we gained at that time, and so from there, I'll let Tavia kind of flash us into today.
So from there, I actually started my own beauty business. So I've been doing makeup professionally for 10 years for movies. I did makeup for the speakers at the TD Jakes conference that was in Charlotte, the leadership conference last year. And a lot of different things like that. But we were praying about what we should do together. And of course, Derrick has always been a vital part of anything that I did, even with makeup. He was integral to that and helpful with that. But we wanted to do something together. So we were praying about it. And then he winded up running into a gentleman who introduced the opportunity to us for our popcorn store. And he came home and he was excited. And I was like, babe, no matter how easy they said this thing was, I guarantee you it's not that easy.
Like, you excited about some popcorn?
Right.
And I love popcorn. The only reason why he met them is because I sent him 45 minutes away to get me some popcorn. So, but it was amazing. And we prayed about it, of course. And like we mentioned on the radio show, as we were praying about it, our pastors were praying about it with us, Pastor Shamari and co-pastor Jackie White at Have Life. And Zoe, my eight-year-old at the time, came and said, well, Mommy, you know, Creed, our 8-month-old, Creed was born on National Popcorn Day. And I'm like, how do you know that? And let me go Google it and find out. And sure enough, January 19th is National Popcorn Day. And so we decided that, yes, all the signs were pointing to, yes, go ahead and do this. And was I scared? I remember one day we were standing in the kitchen and before we signed the paperwork, and I looked at Derrick and it was really quiet in the house. And I said, let me just be real for a second. Are you not scared about what we're about to do right now? And he said, I am scared. He said, but I have so much faith and I'm so encouraged that I know it's going to work. And so I'm not concerned about that because God's got us. I said, okay, man of God, let's go.
He's not giving you a spirit of fear, right?
That's right.
But you know, there's this healthy reverence though when you're doing something. And I think even whenever you speak or whenever I preach or something like that, there's always still that nervousness because of the seriousness of it, especially preaching, right? Because this is, you know, people are listening. There's people that their lives could be changed by what you say. I mean, and even in the financial world, as we speak and do workshops, the impact that these things could have can be pretty tremendous. And so I think if you ever get to the point where you just don't take that serious and make it a big move, like what you guys were doing, I mean, you better have some faith, right?
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
So then you start Taste Buds Concord. Is it Concord Taste Bud? Because I've seen it both ways. Concord Taste Buds or
so Taste Buds Popcorn Concord.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's just to signify the city that where the physical stores in. Even though we ship nationwide, our storefront is in Concord, North Carolina, just 1 mile north of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, in about 6 minutes from Concord Mills.
Got it. So tell us a little bit about the popcorn operation. You know, the flavors, just give us a little bit of the rundown before we kind of break off into some other things.
Sure.
Where should we begin? Okay, so we have over 200 flavors of gourmet popcorn. Sometimes people will come in the store and they'll ask, what's your favorite flavor? I have a flavor of the day. So today it may be ranch. Tomorrow it may be buffalo. The next day it may be white cheddar. The day after that it may be garlic breadsticks. Yes, we have garlic breadsticks popcorn that tastes just like Olive Garden breadsticks without the carbs. We have spicy popcorns. Hot Cheetos is another one of my favorites. This is all just in the cheese and savory section. So tons of flavors there. Then we moved to the candy and caramels. Strawberry cheesecake was my first favorite in the candy and caramel.
I love strawberry cheesecake.
Yum. And then we have what's called the Carolina Mix, which is our blend, a 50-50 blend of cheese and caramel together. Sour Patch, which we call Sour Bunch. There are so many flavors, everything, even cheer wine. Oh my goodness, it's just unlimited. And then if you move to the chocolate and premiums, Oreos. So we have Oreos in the popcorn for our cookies and cream popcorn. We have Butterfinger popcorn with real Butterfingers in it, and banana pudding. Now that banana pudding popcorn, now that right there will make you crazy.
Change your life, huh?
It will change your life. But there are so many different flavors: red velvet, lemon pound cake, Harry Potter's butterbeer, and so many more.
Absolutely.
So
we
is
do
it?
about 240 some odd flavors of popcorn. We keep about 90 of those flavors in the store at all times, and we kind of rotate through those flavors.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering
Yeah.
about, which flavors you have in there. If you got
There's some of them that if I tried to rotate them,
in the inventory, you're accounting, you're thinking about inventory.
I'm thinking about inventory.
Yeah,
Keeping track of all that.
mm-hmm.
and it is good popcorn.
Yeah.
It is for real. I had the pound cake and I had the loaded baked potato. I'm looking for you got one. You got barbecue. I know you got barbecue.
Yes,
Right? Barbecue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bacon cheddar.
Bacon cheddar. Okay.
Bacon cheddar.
Look, somebody said bacon cheddar. That's their favorite.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're watching right now, if you're watching and you're familiar with taste buds, put in the chat your favorite flavor of popcorn. Put that in the chat. Share that with the audience so that we know what we want to go get when we go get it. So y'all put it in the chat. What's your favorite flavor of popcorn? Because I know I'm gonna try a whole bunch of them. They brought some to the radio station. I was like popular because I bought people.
Really?
They were happy to see me at the radio station. Usually they'd be like, "Here comes Joni," right? But Harvey Jones said, "What about sweet potato pie?"
Ooh.
So we do a pumpkin pie right now, and sweet potato can be done. It definitely can be done. It's more of a seasonal flavor though. You probably wouldn't carry that one year round.
Johnny said the complete works mix.
Yeah. So the complete works mix. So Johnny Largent is a phenomenal business owner in the area of cybersecurity, and he wanted to do clientele gifts, similar to how we were talking earlier about you gifting your staff. He wanted to do special gifts for his VIP clientele, and so we made a custom mix for him with his company colors. And it also slaps. It's very, but we were able to package that all together, and it was awesome.
Well, listen, I kind of get it, right? Because as we're sitting here we're talking about popcorn, we're just having a great time laughing and talking about popcorn. It's just like, and I know that you started in the middle of COVID and just kind of to bring cheer to people because they were stuck in the house and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of infectious, right? So
it is, and it's making me hungry. Actually,
what time do you close?
I know, right?
What time is your flight leave? Better question.
Right.
Listen,
early,
right? We leave at 7, right? We leave at 7, so. But we're definitely going to get out there and try some. Come to the storefront. I want to check it out and all that good stuff because I've had it a couple different times. So
somebody posted dill pickle, jalapeno, cheddar.
Oh yeah, they got all kinds of flavors. So
nice.
Let's see. Do you have salted caramel?
Yeah, so we actually call that one salty dog, and yes, we definitely have our salted caramel. And the sea salt is imported from England, and the caramel uses vanilla from Madagascar. So we're talking about like fancy people.
Right. I thought you was gonna use Morton salt.
Morton
They're talking about salt imported from England. Come on, somebody.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, let's shift a little bit. And talk about some of the things that you're doing in terms of business consulting. And when we're in the radio station, and you said that, you said unstuck, unlocked, and unstoppable. That just resonated with me right from the beginning. And I posted a little bit of that clip out there on Facebook and stuff. But tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing in terms of in that arena.
Absolutely. So over the course of since college, there have been various times where I know I found myself stuck. And as a believer, I have the word and I work the word, but there's some realities of tangible things and in my mind that had to be processed out to get unstuck. I always would pray and I would speak words of faith and words of affirmation. And there was some of the most difficult times I've gone through in my life. I said, God, you could just touch me. Like you could literally take this away so fast right now. I know you can do it. I fully believe you. And I will never forget that he said, but then how will you help somebody else? I'm trusting the process. And he said, your assignment is to go through the process so you can help somebody else. And so through some of the most challenging things of our life,
you got chills on that?
Through sickness, through marriage things, through children things, through my own personal traumas, God has continued to speak his words of truth, to give us the blueprint, to help take people on a journey to get unstuck. And unstuck from where they are in their life in various aspects, even in dry relationships. Like we can be stuck at jobs that aren't serving us. Our perspective could be stuck. We have limiting beliefs that are keeping us stuck, even financially. So many people aren't making the money that they should be making because they're stuck. And then after getting unstuck, we help people get unlocked. So now that you're no longer stuck, let's open the doors and let that stuff out. You don't die with these gifts on the inside of you. Don't die not being your authentic self, not attracting the tribe that is truly designed to be around you, to support and for you to support, having the family and the other people that should be connected to you. And then we want to help people absolutely and fully walk in their power and become unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. Because we know if God is for us, who? I mean, like really, like
come on now.
Right.
Who?
They say what now? Who say what? Who are they? Who? Like they are lowercase w when you got the W capital, the God of all gods, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Like who can be against you? And so we want to take people through a journey where they feel solidified in that, where they accomplish their goals, where they trust themselves, where they understand who they are, whose they are, why they're here, and what their assignment is, so they can walk in purpose to do that.
Well, that's just powerful.
Yeah.
That's just powerful. Now, one of the things, and thank you, Derrick, because you and I have been texting back and forth like mad ever since. I mean, for weeks now. I mean, and you had texted me because Tavia was speaking at Bishop Marcus Benjamin's I think it was his Unstoppable, right?
No, what was it? Sorry, Unshakable. Unshakable
conference. Tavia, you spoke at that conference, and it was very I was really glad that I was able to listen to it and be a part of it. I had an appointment at that time, but that appointment rescheduled, and so it just opened up my schedule, so I was able to hear most of the conference, right? I think I got just about all of that first day. For some reason I couldn't get in on the second day, but you shared some testimony, you shared some things in there that I thought was pretty powerful. I don't know if you're in position or feel as though you want to share any of that tonight, but you know, our testimony can set other people free, right? And so I don't know if you want to share any of that or a glimpse of that, a little bit of what you were talking about.
Sure. So in 2018, my vision went out, and I remember sitting at my computer one day and I could not read my emails. Like I literally had to take my whole face and move it left to right to be able to see an entire line of writing. And so I was like, babe, I'm not seeing right. And so I get on the phone and I start making calls. Maybe my optometrist can get me in. So maybe I need to change my glasses prescription or something like that. And so my arm had also been going numb and like dead numb, and a numb arm, your arm probably doesn't weigh a whole bunch, but when it's numb, it weighs a lot. Like it could pull you down to the ground. And so that was happening. And I just figured maybe my purse is too heavy. You know, I got a mom bag, all this junk in my purse. Maybe it's just sitting on the wrong nerve. So I'm doing stretches at home. And I'm like, okay, you know, let me stretch my back and my neck. And then finally, when I couldn't see, I got an eye appointment. And so she did all these tests and all these different devices that she used. And after about an hour, she sat me down and she said, so we need to tell you that it's not your eyes, it's your brain. And she said, So we're going to need you to get an MRI like ASAP. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, nothing's wrong with your eyes. It's your brain. And so we need to do some more tests. And so at that point, you know, I was just standing on the word. Okay, I'm the healed of the Lord. This is going to go away, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. And I was praying about it. And one of my friends and church members was also a doctor. And so I shared it with her. And she said, let me pray about it for a few days. And when she called me after a few days, she said, well, I've been praying about this. And the Lord told me that this came from rejection from your father. And she said, it has opened the door to you numbing. Your body is literally going numb due to rejection from your father because you don't want to feel it. You don't even want to address it. And your body is doing exactly that. And going numb and shutting down. And so she said, I need you to go do some rejection prayers. She said, I need you to remember your purpose and the vision for your family and what God said about you. And I need you to decree and declare that and pray. And, you know, definitely go get your MRIs, but we believe that we're going to have victory over the situation. And she was right. I had to start letting it out. I was holding everything in. I was holding everything in because I wanted to honor my parents and I wanted to be honorable to God. So I wasn't saying anything and I didn't want to feel what was happening in me because it was more painful than I was willing to admit. And so the doctors were saying that I had multiple sclerosis and they asked me, do you have any family members with this? And I said, yeah, my first cousin has that. Now, mind you, I am the caregiver for my first cousin who has MS. So I go to her house. I help her check her emails because she's bedridden. I organize things for her. We're like her tech support. If her headset, device, computer's not working, TV's not working, anything that happens, we're the first call. So seeing a person with this in my life every day, oh, I said the enemy he could have named a lot of diseases that I don't know anything about. He picked the one that I see often. And at first I was like, return this to sender. This is not mine. I believe the report of the Lord. And every time I went back to the neurologist, they gave me a worse report. They were like, okay, so there are spots on your brain. There's spots on your spine. He said, your body may have gotten a little better from the last time, but this is only going to get worse and worse. And I said, well, what can we do to fix it? He's like, oh, it's incurable. We can give you some hormones. We can give you some steroids, but there's nothing to do to make this go away. And so I remember sitting in my car for about 20 or 30 minutes. And I was like, now, Lord, now this is not the plan for my life. Like, this is not what we're doing. And I cried and I came home. And that weekend, I did not feel that weekend when everything settled in and I stopped fighting it, I felt more symptoms than I had ever felt in my life. I felt vision. I felt my spine tingling. Every time I ate, it would feel like pins and needles were stabbing me in my head and in my arms. So I was literally afraid to eat.
Wow.
And I realized that the devil was playing with my mind. So I kind of slapped myself in the face. You got to get back in the game, Tavia. Get back in the game. Like, we can't do this. We can't live like this. This is not it. This is not it. And so I started putting sticky notes up everywhere about scriptures. The Lord revealed to me Jeremiah 33:6. I will heal you and reveal to you an abundance of peace and truth. Not only are you going to heal me, but you're going to teach me so much peace and so much truth in this, that this will never happen to me again, that I'll never be in this place of sickness again, that I'll never be this afraid again. Like, let's be real. Like, I was gung-ho at first, but after y'all, it wasn't a short period of time. I'm talking about a year and a half. Like, after a long time of you praying and still having symptoms, every day I had symptoms. Every time I bent my head down, I could feel sensations going down my spine from where my body was attacking itself. Every day. But then I wrote a symptoms prayer and I started decreeing and declaring the word every day. And the Lord told me it was a spirit, soul, and body effort for total healing. It was not just spirit. Right. It was not just my mind, spirit, soul, and body. So I changed what I was eating, took out dairy, took out soy, took out corn, took out bread and gluten. And I basically put myself on a Mediterranean diet. Started drinking water and exercising. Then for my soul, my mind, my will, my emotions, I started listening to a spiritual clip about healing for a minimum of 30 minutes every day because I had to renew my mind. Like those doctors were, man, they were loud. They kept going
Right.
over and over and over. They were so loud. And so I needed to get it out of my brain and put so much faith in me that the voice of victory was louder than the voice of defeat.
Voice of the
And so I did that as well. And I renewed my mind. And every time I felt a symptom, I would pray that prayer. And the symptoms were not mine. I had to disassociate myself with the symptoms. Hey, you're not mine. I don't have this. I don't believe this report. I believe the report of the Lord. I had to tell my body, you will not be in enmity. You will not be in opposition with the word of God.
Right.
You have to line up. You don't run this show,
got
body.
to line up.
You don't run this
Got to
show.
line up.
You have to line up. And so in addition to that, I remember commercials would come on that were talking about MS. Never heard an MS commercial in my life.
Yeah.
But now it's everywhere. And so I had to get the paid subscription versions of Hulu, Netflix, everything, because I refused to be subject to even hearing that through this
Those
fight.
commercials. Yeah.
And I had to be careful what I was saying. I only told that there was probably only 5 people that knew what was happening. I didn't need any sympathy. All I needed was the word. All I needed was the word.
So Derrick, so you see your wife going through all this, man. What's going through your mind? What's going through your spirit at this time?
So, faith is one of my giftings. So I won't say I always had it together. Initially, I was like, "Oh, we'll beat this. We beat everything else." But as it persisted, and it wasn't like it's not gone yet. Okay. Oh, okay. Then you go through. I guess I had to grieve. I had to go through the stages of grief in that process, because it's a helplessness that comes from not being able to help the person that you care most about. And I didn't know until after that she didn't even tell me all of the symptoms and all of the pain and all of the, because she didn't want to burden me with that even further. And so, I mean, you go in when it's a fight and you're being fought, whether you want to be fought or not, you fight back. You either that or you just lie down and die. And that wasn't ever an option. So it righted the ship on my prayer life, and it added a level of authority in my voice that I didn't have before.
That's good, bro. That's
so
good.
And it wasn't about necessarily the vocabulary. And I think that's where I was maybe even caught up a little bit. Like I have to use, not necessarily hithers and thithers in King James Version, but, I didn't have the most poignant description of what I was trying to point out to God. But I realized in that process that he already knows.
Yeah.
He already knows.
He's here to meet me in the fire. He's here to meet us in the fire. And so when I gained that understanding that he's got us, my level of authority in just rooting out what was there is more of a declaration and a decree, where it may be some grunts and some moanings and groanings of the spirit, as opposed to, something that's, super eloquent, but it was from my heart, as opposed to the head knowledge that I thought I needed to pray with.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
And we were so honored that Bishop Benjamin asked us to speak. That was my first time fully telling that testimony. Like nobody that.
Speaking of, there's the bishop now. Bishop Marcus, man, good to have you watching the show tonight. Get in touch with her, brother, man. We haven't had lunch in a while, so I did get a chance to have lunch with Bishop Marcus Benjamin. He's a really, really good guy. When I knew that you were speaking on his program, I was like, well, shoot, he's a powerful guy anyway, right? And I didn't realize what he had been going through from a health challenge standpoint, as well as he shared that on the Unshakable. And so it was an all around great program. So, what I was hearing too, Marcus, is like that authority, because the word shall go forth, man, and accomplish exactly what he intended to do. That we have this authority, because he said that greater works than these we should do, right? And we have these authorities to cast out demons. We have the authority to do these things, but we don't realize we have authority. Having power but not knowing you have power is like not having power at all. But when we
Exactly.
know we
Yes.
have power
Right.
to call those things that are not as though they are, when we
Yes.
know we have that power, and I mean, you can't tell y'all nothing now, right? Because of what you've been through, and you know the power that you have, and I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful, like the good bishop said, social proof, right?
Yes.
Social proof of that. So I want to do this real quick before I ask you this next very pointed question. Is just if someone wanted to, we talked a lot about the popcorn, and I think everybody watching know how to get them some popcorn now, right? You know where to go. If you go to social media, you looking for Taste Buds, popcorn, or Concord, right? We know where to go to get our popcorn. How do we get in touch with you to kind of what some of the other things that you're doing and coaching and that type of thing? So
absolutely. So you can get in touch with me on all social media platforms at Tavia Jax, TaviaJax. And also for any consultations or information, but my email address is taviajax@gmail.com. And then on that, I'll be posting some more information about exciting things that are about to be released probably within the next week or two. A new website's coming out, and so many amazing things will be happening probably in the next 10 days.
in the next, she was like in the next year, next month. And look, that game is so tight. They got somebody working in social media.
Right.
Come on, we see what's they ain't typing. They got the team going. Right. So I love it. I love what you're doing. So you guys, Tavia in particular, you got a chance to sit through. It's not many times that I actually have people on the show that actually sit through one of my workshops. Tell the folks what you thought of the workshop and that type of thing.
The workshop was so revelatory. You gave tangible examples. I mean, one, it was hilarious. It was funny, and you brought it down to a place where everybody could understand. Like sometimes you go to a financial workshop and you walk out like, that was cool. I don't really understand. We understood everything. And you broke out. First of all, people were asking questions and making comments. And I was first impressed by your ability to handle the room. You get in a room full of people and you allow anybody to speak, you don't know what's going to happen. But you were so professional, and the words were communicated in a way that we could all understand them so that we could take action to be in a better position of control with our money. And so, the Bible says, my people perish from a lack of knowledge. And it's an honor to meet somebody who is informing people so that we're not financially being destroyed. So I was excited. I actually talked to my best friend, Q, LaQuanda Cotton, and she told me, I had my meeting with Tony Jackson and excited about having that consultations and one-on-ones with you and being empowered and knowing what they need to do next to get in position. And we appreciate what you're doing in the community. And it was very uplifting and empowering.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It was a ball. I had a ball. It was a lot of great interaction, and that's where I thrive, is when people are asking questions and feeling comfortable enough to do that. Because oftentimes we don't want to ask, especially financial questions, in front of people, right? Mm-hmm. Because we don't want something to be said. I mean, we got to front a little bit, but it was great. Your energy that you brought into the room, as well as the others, was pretty awesome. So I appreciate it. Look forward to continuing to work with you guys. And if anybody else is interested in a free appointment, just go to ipadappointment.com and schedule. I don't bite, do I?
Not at all. It was amazing.
Not even a nibble.
Not even a nibble. Just a nibbling on that popcorn when you bring it. That's about it. So listen, it's been a great show. Thank you guys for taking the time to be out here. And I want to ask everyone to make sure that we support Black business. We always talk about it. I mean, but you're veteran owned. Mm-hmm. Woman owned, minority owned. I mean, you are MWSBE all the way, right? Yeah. And so it's important that we support small businesses because small businesses is the backbone of our country. I mean,
It literally is.
Literally is, right?
Literally it is.
Because small businesses probably employ a lot more than the major companies when you add them all together.
Yes.
And so we support local business. And if you can support a local business, and my approach is this. I mean, we're not Black only, we just Black first, right? If we can support a Black business, if we can support a minority-owned business, if we can support a veteran-owned business or female, we look to do that first, but not only, right? Because sometimes there may not be out there, and the truth of the matter is, y'all, it takes effort to do that. It takes a conscious effort to say, I'm going to seek out this type of business ownership to do business with. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we need to start turning more money over in our community, and and those type of things. So I know I'm on my soapbox and all that kind of stuff with that, but Mitchell Consulting come up with that. What? That Mitchell Consulting. Like, you can pick up on. Hey, they teaching us something tonight, right? Listen, it's been a joy. Dante. It's been a joy. Yeah, Dante's on it, right? Dante's on it. It's been a joy to have you guys. I had fun, just as much fun tonight as I did on the radio station. So thank you so much for being part of the show. I want to remind everyone that this is available on YouTube. Matter of fact, make sure you go to YouTube, The Real Money Coach, and subscribe to our YouTube page. I certainly would appreciate that. We're trying to get to that. We're getting close to that mark of 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of one of the first marks you want to get to. And so if you all will do that, help us spread the word. We will continue to bring you very, very awesome guests like the Jacksons, right? Yeah. And certainly appreciate you guys watching the show. I think ever since I was introduced to LaShree, you guys have been just popping in and being big supporters of what we're doing as well. So kudos to you, to your family. We wish you all God's best.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys so much. And you said at the beginning that you had a great first impression of me. And I wanted to take the time to let you know that you made a great first impression on me as well. Some people light up the room when they come into it. That's you. Some people light up the room when they leave it. And that's somebody. I appreciate you.
You like it coming and going. Hey, it's like glad to see you come. Glad to see you go. Awesome. Well, thank you. And Lady Benjamin, thank you for your great comment there as well. So we appreciate all of you. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night, and be safe, and go get you some popcorn this weekend.
Yes.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
There.
I think there we go. They're still there. He's still there.